Good morning. Hey, did any of the rest of you wake up this morning feeling like P. Diddy? I just feel like P. Sweaty. They're a little slow. They're a little slow.
A little.
Well, good morning, seniors and all the rest of you. Once again, we are here to recount your most glorious moments. The moments you truly shined. The moments you stood out. The moments we will all fondly remember.
I thought that's what everyone else was doing here.
Oh yeah. We are here to remind you of all the moments you'd rather forget.
And you all know it's the only reason you come to this assembly. This is our 5th year of doing the senior roast. In our original year, we had a question box in the office and we let the underclassmen put their questions in. And so we thought we'd bring back the question box. So it says, in case you can't see, it says, ask the wise ones. And we are here to impart the wisdom to you today. So, you know, it's a question box, and if you've got a question or if you've got a problem, we'll solve it. Weirdo.
No. Actually, you know what's weird? Here's what's weird. Is these guys competing in my class to be like class favorite or something. So, you know, first of all, I have a wall with all my daughter's pictures on it because I love her.
Right, I have a wall.
And so one day this mysterious little picture shows up with this very cute kid with blonde curly hair.
Long blonde curly hair.
Yeah, it was a Ben Hollerbach picture.
That's the picture I thought was a really cute little girl.
And he is a very cute little girl.
He is.
So then, Twig brings me this. To Ms. Hug Barnhart, from your favorite students.
I think he spelled favorite wrong.
He spelled my name wrong too, but... Then, not to be outdone, Tyler Smith brings in the larger and framed senior picture.
It's very nice. I only got a little one.
Yeah, I'm not done.
Oh.
So then Ben makes up an independent study and shows up in my classroom for an extra hour a day.
You can have him, I don't want him.
And Eric Twig, he has an independent study with Cobert and shows up in my classroom for an extra hour a day.
You can have him too.
So, Tyler Smith, I think the ball's in your court. Yeah, Nova Keys.
Very nice.
Thank you, Tyler.
Very nice.
I love you too, Tyler.
You win. We'll be taking that for a ride when you all are sitting in here.
Well, let's get started on our questions for today. Now remember, these all came from our underclassmen just wanting to know some stuff, and we're going to answer those questions. So our first question is Tamarack a safe place to get in shape?
Well, it's Facebook official. Mike D. Kuiper passed out at Tamarack, bonking my head on one of the machines. That's directly from Facebook. He then thanked Cody Perry for getting some guys to help him and take him home.
Yeah, passing out is nothing. Emily Hicks fell on a treadmill at Tamarack and broke her collarbone.
That's very good. While the machines may not be safe, you may want to try out the pool. But don't accidentally leave your underwear on if you swim, like Kara Robart did in Lifetime PE class.
Can't imagine.
Her face is pretty red right now.
I know. Yeah. She's still cute, though.
Yeah. So here's our next question from Vox. How do I stand out playing sports here at FHS?
Well, first, you got to make sure you just show up. Ben Hollerbach, one of the most important tennis matches of the year, and he's getting his kitty cat declawed.
I suppose it's all about priorities.
It is.
Next, make sure that you make a grand entrance, like Mike D. Kuiper, who ended up flat on his face during soccer intros because he got tangled up in Eric Twig's feet.
And I hear icing after injuries is very, very important. Jason Smith was late to stats class one day because he had been busy icing his leg, and I'm going to take his word on that. Although he did offer, he said, you know, do you want to feel my leg here and verify I've been icing and tempting? But no.
Make sure that you know your opponent's strengths and your own weaknesses. Chris Stanley bet Coach Summers a case of pop that he could run the mile in under 5 minutes. Mr. Summers is still waiting for his pop, Chris Stanley, if you're here today.
Still waiting. We've heard it a couple of times at lunch.
At least a couple of times.
You also need to know your teammates' limitations. Brian Durr and CJ Convey are playing football together. I don't remember if it was freshman or sophomore year. And Brian Durr wasn't real confident in his football skills, but Coach is going to put him in for a kick return. And he's like, Coach, what do I do if I get the ball? And Coach said, don't worry, you're not going to get the ball. Don't worry, you're not going to get the ball. Well, so you know what happens. Brian Durr gets the ball. And CJ Convey had to tackle him so he wouldn't fumble.
That's pretty sad.
I know, tackled by your own teammate.
Very sad. Here's our next question. I want my hair to look its best for school. Any tips?
First of all, you need to evaluate what you have to work with. For example, you might want to get a little extra chemical help, like Travis Hunt. He found a thinning spot on his head, and he asked his mom to buy him Rogaine for his 18th birthday. And she said no because it was too expensive.
I hear it's not too expensive for Andy Kristiniak, though.
That's what I hear too. Sometimes you can have the opposite problem, like just too much hair. And I know Reed, one of those guys, because I have him first hour and fifth hour. And in first hour, it's kind of normal. And I can tell how his day has gone because of the hairmometer at the end of the day, just how far that mess is standing.
Or it could be like Rachel Voigt, who was late to school because she got a brush stuck in her hair for 40 minutes and had to cut her hair to get it out.
Isn't Rachel the same one who irons like all her clothes in the morning, including her socks? Socks.
Speaking of hair and ironing, I hear that John Carlson brings his flat iron to school every day. So ladies, if you need a little straightener, go to John. He's got one.
And also speaking of John Carlson, I hear he's quite a fan of Taylor Swift, which kind of goes against that whole I'm different image that he's trying to portray. So, you know what?
We have something to take care of.
Yeah, we had a little bet going. So, Joe Ermatinger, you show up?
Yes!
Joe, you just made me $5 richer. You know, the only reason he's here is because he's going to golf this afternoon.
That's true. Next question. I have trouble getting enough sleep. Any ideas?
Oh, this is important. It's very important you get enough sleep. Otherwise, you might find yourself asleep in the drawing room. And then the desktop might fall down and wake you up. And if you go to put that desk back up, you might hit the fire alarm, like Andy Zapletal did.
If you're on a school trip and you have to share a bed, just be sure your sleep buddy is a good one. Jordan Crandall knows the dangers of sharing a bed with Heather Warfield. The alarm goes off in the morning, Heather reaches over to turn it off and whacks Jordan in the face.
You know, dreams can interrupt your sleep too. For example, Christy Preble used to have these reoccurring dreams about Nolan Ensing. You know, she tells me that she doesn't like him that way, but he keeps showing up.
I would imagine that there's a junior who has reoccurring nightmares about Nolan Ensing in a baseball bat.
Definitely. All right, our next question. How can I show my school spirit?
Well, if you aren't interested in playing sports, you can always be the greatest spectator.
Which doesn't include falling through the bleachers like Mike DeKuyper did at a baseball game when he wasn't paying attention while walking.
Which doesn't include pantsing someone.
Like Alec Beatty did to Zach Hall.
And then exposing them to a gym full of fellow spectators.
Like Andy Zapletal did.
At an 8th grade basketball game.
Awesome. Or you can start a school-wide trend like Short Shorts Friday. Just be aware of the 6-inch inseam, or you will end up in trouble like Keith Merrick, the only guy to ever be asked to change his shorts.